Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how it's become very hard for me to picture myself selling my artwork. And that has to do very much with the fact that I do have some lack of confidence in that area. And it's because I've been doing art for a long time and never fully truly focused in selling the pieces. As in, I never actually put work into selling the pieces and put work into trying to go into that avenue. Instead, I've been all over the place. As you may know, in the previous video that I did, you could see that I was all over the place. But with this painting in particular, it really tugged at my insecurities, and it's because I did not know, and still to this day still do not know, how to do landscapes with acrylics. It just doesn't come easy for me, as easy as it does with, say, for example, watercolors or maybe even a little bit of gouache. These are a little bit simpler ways for me. It comes naturally to me to be able to do landscapes, but it was a lot harder for acrylics just because I am not very well versed in acrylics to begin with, even though, alert, I have decided to go ahead and just focus on acrylics as far as finished products that I would like to sell. And there's many reasons for that. One of them being the fact that acrylics can be sized up to various different sizes, and you can even create murals and such things that are wonderful, that takes a lot more extra work and doesn't come as naturally with other mediums. There's certain landscapes that I do know that I don't enjoy doing, which is like landscapes that have a lot of stifling. It's a technique that you use for painting, which I'm sure you know, but either way, for those of you that don't know, I am not really used to that, and I don't really like the style of it. Just think a little bit of like Bob Ross type of style. I like things to be a little bit more flowy and illustrated like type of thing. But anyways, I didn't even tell you guys exactly what it is that I'm drawing, and I've spent here over 2 minutes already. And this picture, this drawing, is based on a cartoon that I used to watch, that I watch every now and then. I really love. It's called The Little House. It's a Disney short animation, and it was created in 1952, if I am correct, and I love it. It's about a little house that has people move in, a couple move in, the couple grows up, has children, they move out, the house is left alone, and then the house starts to acquire neighbors that are more brand new buildings, and then eventually those buildings are torn down and created into skyscraper cities. And all the while this house is abandoned, and just it's about the lifetime of that house. I'm not gonna say the end, I'm not gonna spoil it, but yes, that's basically a little bit of a gist of what that cartoon is like. And I really loved the whole eyes on the house, making it giving it a personality, giving it there's a name for it and I forgot, but yes. Yeah, so that's kind of what inspired this house or houses, and I'm calling this painting The Neighbors Are Watching, because it's basically these two houses are looking at each other, and one of them's a little boy house and one of them's a little girl house, and they're just kind of looking at each other a little bit flirtatiously. And so a little bit about this painting. I didn't really plan too much out of it. I didn't even know if there was going to be two houses, to be honest with you. It was just, I was just going with the flow, and I'm just basically trying to adapt to acrylics, which is why this painting kind of gave me that lack of confidence that I could be able to sell it, to be clear. And I think this is a misconception that we have. The fact that it's because it took a lot of work, hard work, and it was hard for me to create this painting, therefore I am not a good artist, therefore this is not a good painting, this is not up to par, therefore nobody wants to buy this painting at what would be a reasonable price. That's something that I need to just kind of dispel on my own, that's my own insecurities. I need to just weed out, because to be honest with you, the person that looks at this painting is not looking at all the trouble that I had creating the painting in the first place. The person looking at this painting is just seeing the painting for what it is, and is in a way perceiving the painting in a way that they perceive it, not the way that I perceive it. I may perceive it as hard work, and not knowing skills of acrylics in order to be able to make this a lot simpler and a lot more, dare I say, skillful. skillfully made. The person is only looking at the picture itself and cannot see any of that. And that being said, of course, this is the classic case of imposter syndrome. Yes, what we're talking about today, imposter syndrome, the doubt of your own personal skills and successes. And although I'm not where I would like to be in my art, I know there are reasons for that, as I said in the video before this video. And the skills, I do know that I have skills that took me a while, and that's the great thing about art. You know, maybe you don't have the skills that you want to have, but you have enough skills, because there is a large barrier to entry when it comes to skill to art. You need to practice, and you need to be focused and dedicated to get to a point where you feel happy with your art, or to get to a point where other people enjoy your art. It's not as simple as opening up a shop in Etsy and just drawing something and setting it up there. You know, somebody might like your art and buy it. That's not the case. That's not what I'm doubting or anything like that. It's just that in order to get to the point that you want to say, hey, at least I have this amount of skill, it takes time and work to do so. Even if you're talented naturally, it still takes time and work to get to that point. So in there being this barrier to entry as far as art, you are able to, or as far as creating a career in art, it means that nobody can just come and just do your work and you're obsolete. Even AI just simply does not reproduce the same as a hand-painted painting. And on the topic of AI is irrelevant when it comes to an artist selling, just because people like to know a little bit more about the art, including the artist, the history, the story of the artist, how the painting came to be, the struggles or the ease or the feelings that happened while you were creating is different and cannot be replicated with AI art. So yes, if you're looking for a nice piece of wall art, you can go to Ross. You can go and print out an AI piece and you have a nice piece of wall decor, but you don't really have an original painting or an original ink drawing or graphite drawing or charcoal or watercolor or any of that. You don't have an original or a print that was created by the original artist, and that is something that cannot be replicated by AI art. So yeah, let's put that aside. But yes, imposter syndrome, a lot of it has to do for me as well. When I open up, let's say, an Etsy shop and I see people whose skills is clearly a lot further than mine, it kind of helped create that insecurity for me, where I'm just like, oh, I can't sell this piece for this amount of money, even if I believe that it cost that amount of money, because look at this piece. I mean, it's so much greater and they're selling it for the same price. And really, it's not about that. There will always be someone that sells their piece at the same price as yours, who is extremely more skillful than you, who has many more years than you in painting. But that in itself is also irrelevant, because a person looks at your specific painting and that's what they want. They want your specific painting and they want your specific story. So when I'm drawing these things, I'm remembering that. Anyways, I want to go back to this painting. As you've seen earlier in the recent seconds that I was talking, I wanted to show you, these are like glazing effects that I like to do with my paintings, because they just bring out a sort of tone to it, rather than just keeping the second or third layer of the acrylic painting, if that makes sense to you. The glazing is what brings things to life, and then right here what I'm doing is adding highlights to it. In this case, I'm adding raindrops, and I'm adding them in a metallic silver color, which I don't really think is the best. I wish there was more vibrant metallic silvers that looked almost like a mirror or glass, and I'm gonna try to do my research on that, because I really like those accents in paintings, rather than just it all being a certain vibrancy. I like the contrast. I don't particularly like a lot of rainy days, to be honest with you, but for some reason I enjoy a good rainy day picture. I don't know why. It just kind of, I like being in that picture, in that story, in that world. I just don't really like it raining all the time. And here in where I live, where I recently moved, it rains every afternoon. It's so crazy. I know that it's a summer, so that's also why, but I'm located around Central Florida, so it's constantly raining in this area, and it's just this area, really. It's just this part of the city. In the other side of the city, it doesn't rain as much, but here it pours. And I'm the type of person that I am very much sensitive to the seasons, as well as whether it's bright and sunny or whether it's dim and cloudy. So it just makes it a little bit hard for me sometimes to adjust to the constant rain. Hopefully in the winter it's gonna turn out to be a lot nicer and sunny, and it's gonna get colder, which I heard that in this part of Florida, it does get colder than in South Florida, which is where I've lived most of my life. So right now I am just pulling the masking tape off of this painting, and I have to say, this is not the best masking tape for it. It wasn't created for this purpose. It's not that type of masking. It's not a washi tape or anything like that. It helps sometimes, but inevitably you have to be very careful with this tape because it does pull a lot. And I'm just gonna add that to the charm. I'm not gonna even bother to like stress about it too much. I'm just gonna add it to the charm. But there is quote unquote defects to the painting because of this tape, so you are forewarned. This is a Scotch tape, I believe. So as we're coming to the end of this video, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and just being there, and those of you that are new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope to bring a lot of other videos. I hope to bring quality and entertainment and education, whatever it is. I want to bring value to the videos that I'm making. So with that being said, please, if you will, please comment down below the type of videos that you would like to see, the type of questions you would like to ask, whether there are questions or even life questions. I want to go a little bit even more beyond voiceovers that are strictly about art, but also voiceovers that are about things like life, things like shows and things like movies and TVs and books and things like that, you know. So let me know down below what you would like to see in these videos coming up so I can make that happen for you. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you like this painting, if you like to have this painting, you can purchase this painting on my Etsy shop down below in the link. And if you do so, thank you so much for your support. Your support is definitely greatly appreciated. All right, guys, so I'll see you guys on the next time. Bye.